Hey!
Oh, ha, 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 you fell for it. We tricked you. That's right. You thought this was the Ring of Honor Global Wars 2014 iPPV. That's why we put review in the title in parentheses. You know, not the event. Oh my God, I can't believe you actually fell for it. My God, we tricked you. But you're asking yourself, who are these criminal masterminds who deceived me? Well, that's none other than the Coco crew here at WrestleAM, courtesy of Kocosports.com. First, you got me, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking a room, live from beautiful and warm and sunny. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous here in Omaha, Nebraska. And, of course, joining me way there across the pond in Tokyo, Japan, we're talking about the man of a million faces, Dave Kokotis. Dave?
None of them good looking.
Man.
Out of all the faces, none of them are good looking.
Well, Dave, I thought we were WWE fanboys. Why the hell are we talking Ring of Honor, New Japan, these border wars? I mean, remember we said TNA did some bad stuff, and we were told we were WWE fanboys, even though we given some Raw some bad reviews. But why are we doing this, Dave? Aren't we just WWE fanboys?
Well, the thing is, this is the two best wrestling companies in the world coming together. And before we go any further, I just want to thank Ring of Honor and New Japan for making this. I think next week's iPPV is going to be a hell of a lot better. I hope that American fans get to see it. But me, as a super nerd New Japan fan, I'm a little worried about how the Americans are going to react to this iPay-per-view. I'm going to give it, I almost want to give it a tie, but that's not fair because it was way better than anything Raw or Impact has done. It wasn't at New Japan's level, but it wasn't English commentary. It was to a brand new audience. So from the bottom of my heart, I know I bashed these companies before. I want to thank Ring of Honor, and I want to thank Ustream for doing it. Now, I know we're going to get a lot of player-hating fuckers that are looking for illegal content and then will fucking rat us out for being... I fucking hate this. Listen, this is totally worth the $15. Go pay for it. Next week's event should be better because you're going to see ROH and New Japan guys switch and match, and that's going to be in New York City. Please spend the $15. I know we live in the land of pirates, and I don't really knock pirates that much as other shows do because, hard times. But Ustream lowered the prices. You have to give them props for that. ROH went back into the iPay-per-view thing for this event. You have to give them props for that. So from the bottom of my heart, I have thrown these companies under the bus before, but I have to say thank you, ROH, and thank you, Ustream. At New Japan, I've always loved you. I hope this wins over some fans, but I'm a little worried it might not have. I think next week's iPay-per-view is going to be better. For win, loss, or tie, we do keep track, so please put down below win, loss, or tie. And maybe next week we can do a pay-per-view profits for the next show coming up. The next show coming up is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to give this a win, but there's parts of me, the New Japan fanboy, almost wants to give this a tie. And we'll break it down for the review. But to me, I thought this was a win. I do believe Ring of Honor and New Japan have some of the best wrestling in the world. And I think you saw some of that tonight. What I have changed a lot of the booking? Of course. I'm a fucking internet nerd. That's what we do. But my biggest fear is people going, oh, that was New Japan? And them not being impressed. And we'll get into that more in the review. But I'm going to give it a slight win. But the New Japan fanboy in me is like, oh, you could see better. You could see better. And what scares me about that is this is the first time New Japan is going to be in the American market recently. I know they sneak in with the NWA, but recently that a lot of people go. So I hope, as a New Japan fanboy, a lot of people enjoyed it and will buy next week's. I do think next week's iPay-per-view is going to be better. If you are looking for illegal content, please support this product. Ustream brought down the prices. ROH, brought in New Japan. I just think when you bitch and complain about shit, like we do, you have to eventually pay. And this is an iPay-per-view I believe you should pay for. I know a bunch of pirates are going to be pissed because they clicked on a thumbnail and they don't read past the third word, but this is an iPay-per-view worth the $15. And Ustream and Ring of Honor did the right thing, and they should be rewarded. With that said, next week's iPay-per-view better be 100 times better. All right, Booms, what did you think? Win, loss, or tie? Because you don't watch New Japan as much as I do.
Honest, Dave, if I was grading that, I would give it an incomplete, not because of the event, because of me. To be honest, Dave, I was not planning on watching this pay-per-view tonight. I've been, with the history of Ring of Honor and iPay-per-views, I just didn't want to roll the dice on iPay-per-views because I've heard about lagging. I've heard about just feeds getting interrupted. So I wasn't planning on it. But the opportunity fell into my lap this evening to check it out. So I figured, what the hell? I took advantage of that opportunity, and I watched what I could. Now, when I started watching, it was intermission.
That was the weirdest fucking intermission ever, by the way.
Oh, I know. It was the weirdest intermission because at least the feed that I was getting, I don't know if this was the official feed or whatever, or just somebody screwing around, but the feed that I got, like, they were showing highlights, but they were playing, like, 80s music in the background. So there's Kevin Steen beating up some people, and Toto is singing Africa in the background. And the next thing you know, we're seeing, like, a video like Matt Hardy, then we're hearing, Wham playing, and I'm just like, what in the fuck is going on here? And then they're talking about Adam Cole's upcoming title defense, and we're hearing Michael Jackson's Thriller in the background. I'm like, what the hell? But, Dave, I got to ask you, I'm going to kind of talk about, the first half of the show, which I've completely missed. Should I be able to check, is it worth checking out a replay? I'm going to kind of go over some of the matches, Dave, and you please tell me if it's worth, if it's boom, boom, look, you really need to go check out the replay, go check out these matches here, or no, you're fine with what you got. So, first match out of the gate at Global Wars 2014 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. First match we see is the Prodigy, Mike Bennett with Maria, hell yeah, taking on ACH. What can you tell me about that one? I know you got the Prodigy Bennett's going to be taking on Tanahashi a week from tonight in New York City. But how was this opening bout?
It was a really good opening bout. I love both of these wrestlers. There was a spear to Maria, so that's it. This was a very good ROH opening bout. I like both of these athletes, and a lot of the new Ring of Honor guys, which we'll get into, I'm not that big a fan of. I'm more of old-school Ring of Honor type guy, but I absolutely love ACH. I think he's an up-and-comer that I can root for forever. I saw him in Beyond Wrestling, and he's just absolutely amazing. And Bennett is great. This is a great opening match. The only complaint I could give, and it's such a small complaint because it is an opening match, I wish it went longer. I just wish it went longer. A lot of the new class of Ring of Honor, I'm not a big fan of, but I am a big fan of these two athletes. I've been watching Ring of Honor for a long time, and I don't know, when WWE swept in, TNA swept in, to me, once Sinclair broadcasted took over, it just wasn't the same in my eyes. And I don't know if a lot of Ring of Honor fans share that thoughts as me, but in the Sinclair time, I really enjoyed ACH and Bennett, and I think this was a great opening match. All right, go ahead, next match.
Next match here, you had the Unbreakable Michael Elgin taking on, I'm about to butcher his name, so I apologize, Takaki Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Of course, you've got Elgin. He's going to take on AJ Styles for the IWGP World Heavyweight Title next Saturday. Did he look, pretty good in this match here?
Yeah, I like this match a lot. But the thing is, I know he got a huge pop for being in the hometown. This was like one of the few New Japan versed ROHs, because this was kind of like a co-show. Like, here's an ROH match, here's a New Japan match, here's an ROH match. when they mix up the talents next week, I believe the show is going to be so much better. But I absolutely love this match. Dude, I'm looking at PW Torch right now, 6 minutes and 47 seconds. New Japan, I know you're going into America. This is me taking New Japan side. I know you're going into America. I know you're trying to break into America. You're fucking better than Ring of Honor. You look like, oh, yes, sir, I'll do anything you want. Yes, sir. All right, one of our main guys lose in 7 minutes. Oh, it's such an honor to be here at Ring of Honor. Fuck that shit. You are the fucking bigger, better company. I know you're a guest and you gotta wipe your feet and not fucking staring at fucking ROH's wife's boobs. I fucking know. I've been there. But you are the bigger fucking company. You have the better fucking wrestlers. Giving AJ Styles the title is bullshit. Fucking having this fucking match is bullshit. I just, dude, this better be a long working relationship. Because the first night, Ring of Honor fondled New Japan, and New Japan just went, oh, it's an honor you stick your thumb in my ass. It's bullshit. With that said, great fucking match. Great match for the 6 minutes and 47 seconds. He will be getting the title shot against AJ Styles. Elgin versus AJ Styles for the IWGP title. What the fuck, New Japan? What the fuck are you doing over there? Man, I just, if there was who won the booking war, who got the best of which company, Ring of Honor smacked the shit out of New Japan. New Japan's like, hey, we got a little shut up! You do what we tell you! Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. And Tanahashi's like, sure, I'll do that. So I thought the match was absolutely amazing, crowd reaction, but they have to build up to that. And that just leads me to how much I love AJ Styles. That just makes me so fucking more angry that Okada doesn't have the title. There's so many better matchups. It just seems, I hope, in Ring of Honor and New Japan's defense, I hope this is a long working relationship. Because if this is a 2-week, a year type relationship, New Japan, you just got a finger in your asshole from Ring of Honor. It's definitely worth it. I just thought definitely needed more time. I know they're building up for the pay-per-view match, but this is the first time I watched the New Japan event, and even a Ring of Honor event, even though Ring of Honor not as high. This is the first time I watched and go, what the fuck were they thinking booking this shit? And it kind of broke my heart. With that said, completely fucking awesome match for less than 7 minutes. I enjoyed it, and, you know, maybe I'm too much of a fanboy, but you know what? We're at Kocosports, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. All right, next. You ready?
Yeah, next year was a 3-team tag match. You had the Briscoes versus Red Dragon versus the Decade. Well, I mean, what can you say? What can you tell me about this match? I mean, you got 3 teams here. I know, well, I actually know everybody participating in this match, but how did it translate on camera?
Not too bad. I don't know. I did not enjoy it that much, but it wasn't too bad. To me, it was just like intermission. And granted, we didn't know this. We know this now. But I kept saying, like, wow, these matches are really fucking short. Well, maybe fucking, you know, the main event will be awesome. Maybe they'll give the New Japan guys, you know, maybe it'll be a long event. But it just seemed like such short fucking matches. It wasn't bad, but it was one of those things like, you know, I don't think there was a match over 10 minutes yet. Don't quote me on that. It just felt that way. Just very short. I'm glad the Briscoes won. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Briscoes and not much of the ROH tag team title scene. It just seems like ROH tag team title scene. The one time ROH had a great tag team division. And now it just seems like, here's 2 random great athletes. They're a tag team. Here's 2 random great, you know, so I'm happy the Briscoes won. And I don't know, I feel like I'm the great Gatsby of Ring of Honor. Like, you could never go back. Like, when the Briscoes had the tag titles and Steen was the champion, I was like, you know what, I love Ring of Honor. I could keep watching it. And then Cole came along, then the Briscoes, you know, so to me, I don't know, I feel like I'm the great Gatsby of ROH fans. We can always go back. Just put the titles back on the Briscoes. Put it back on Steen. Everything will be fine. We can go back, right? Right? We'll find out in this review. Yeah, very short match. But the next two, I know you came in during the 80s intermission. The next two matches are worth the $15 alone.
Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm hearing here. I heard these next two matches were pretty good. First, you had the Battle of the Backbreakers. You had Cedric Alexander versus Roderick Strong.
Yeah, I love Roderick Strong, and I thought these two matches, I'm going to say it, I think these two matches were the matches of the night. The next two matches. I really enjoyed this match. I'm a huge Roderick Strong super fan. I got to watch him ever since he came out of Mama Strong's vagina. I've watched him all throughout his career, from the smallest events in Florida to Pro Wrestling Noah. I got to watch Roderick Strong. I've been a fan of his for a really long time, and it's cool. Like, I'm an older fan, but it's cool to see someone where you're like, wow, I watched this guy wrestle in front of 10 people, and now he gets a WWE tryout, you know, and it just goes throughout the system. I love Roderick Strong with all my heart. I thought he should have won. I thought the storyline is a bit weak for my taste, but I understand. It's two great fucking wrestlers. They're battling over backbreakers and stuff. I loved everything about this match, but the fanboy in me was rooting for Roderick Strong. But if you're going to put on a fucking great match like that, you know, you get a pass. Like I said, this match and the next match is worth the $15 alone. I can't put that over enough. These two matches were great. I was hanging out on Facebook with a lot of the Internet Inventory members, and they were all like, oh, that's worth the $15 alone. Roderick Strong, in-ring-wise, always delivers. This was one hell of a match. And Booms, I'm sorry you didn't get to see it, but let me tell you, I will write you the $15 check and send it to you, Joey Number style. And you have to buy this iPPV. Inside jokes that only we get. Yay, WrestleAM. But with that said, you have to see these two matches. I gotta ask you about this here. You know, now granted, this pay-per-view's only been in the books for about 45 minutes or so. But the buzz I'm hearing about this match, they told me that if you only watch one match, this is the match to watch. You had the Young Bucks put the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles on the line against the AWA's Forever Hooligans, that's Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov, and the Time Splitters, that's the tandem of Alex Shelley and Kushida. I've been told that this match was completely off the hook. It was all over the place and just super kicks galore. Dave, did what actually happened live up to the hype? Dude, no. It exceeded the hype. It is less than 15 minutes, I think, dude, and it was... If you like fast-paced wrestling, this was fucking great. And this is what all the New Japan matches should have been. All the New Japan matches should have been this fucking good. This was amazing. This is what New Japan Wrestling is about. This is what Ring of Honor could and should be about. This was fucking amazing. Now, granted, when you see a great match, you go absolutely batshit crazy and you over-exaggerate. So in a couple days, I might come down from the high of this match. With that said, this might be the match of the year. Okay, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little excited. Probably in a half hour. I will deny ever saying that. But I was just like, I just stood up and like, bravo, motherfucking oh. Bravo. Very short match. But if you like fast-paced, oh my fucking god, Dragon Gate type speed style matches, this was the fucking cat's meow. Matter of fact, you stream, I'm going to write you a check for another $15. That was fucking amazing, dude. And I hope next week there's more matches at this breakneck pace. Now, granted, if you don't like super fast, super athletic, super action, great wrestling, you might be like, well, where was the Randy Orton stare down for 27 minutes? This match might not be the best match ever for you. But it was definitely match of the night and an early running for match of the year. Now, granted, it wasn't for, I hate to say this, it wasn't on a big stage. Maybe if this happened at Wrestle Kingdom and stuff, and there's probably a lot of New Japan matches that I'm forgetting about because I'm punch drunk. But I cannot put this over enough. This match is match of the night, and it was just absolutely amazing. So, once again, thank you, ROH, New Japan, and Ustream. Fucking just pay them your money. Pay them your money and watch these two matches. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope this is the future of next week's, because I really think next week's iPay-per-view is going to be a lot better. And maybe that's how they built it. Like, hey, watch this, but next week's going to be even more amazing. Maybe that's how they booked it style, but this was definitely match of the night. The Roderick Strong match was really good, too. I don't want to take away from that, but this match was... And, you know, I was never really that big fan of the Young Bucks until they joined Bullet Club. I always thought, like, oh, they're overhyped. Dude, no. They bring the fucking thunder and the cheese. Whatever the fuck that means. All right. Yeah, that was absolutely awesome. And that was where it took us to intermission. It was the weirdest fucking intermission ever. And, yeah, I enjoyed it. The last two matches before intermission were the matches of the night. So, mad props to all those athletes.
All right. After the intermission, this is where I picked up here. See R.D. Evans come out, promoting his undefeated streak, 104-0. He basically said he was going to get a new challenger. He handed the ring announcer, Bobby Cruz, an envelope with his next opponent, who was also undefeated. And Bobby Cruz read his own name, and R.D. Evans rolled him up while Ramon counted for a 3. So the only reason I mention this is because I like R.D. Evans. When I first started doing internet wrestling radio, I remember interviewing and promoting R.D. Evans back when he was called the Essence of Excellence, Robert Evans, in professional championship wrestling down in Dallas, Texas. Super nice guy, great talented athlete, and I just like seeing somebody that I saw when they started like the small independent promotion, come up and boom. Now they're like on, granted it's an iPay-per-view, but they're on a big stage. So that's the reason I mention that, is because I just, I like seeing that. So I enjoyed that segment. But,
and I want to add something to what Boo was saying. That's what's so great about supporting the independents. A lot of people don't watch the independents, but there was something special as a fan seeing Roderick Strong work his way up, or in your case, J.D. Evans. Please, wherever you live, support your local independents, because as a pro wrestling fan, it feels good to see someone you watch wrestle in such a small audience make it to such a higher level. So please go out there and support your local indies. I just want to give a shout out before I forget. I don't know if we did this earlier. Mark Broncos can't watch live but wants to watch later. And then I want to just got a comment here. 1986 Crazy Fan. I like your name, sir. This was an awesome ROH New Japan wrestling show. Should have more shows like this, and I agree 190 billion%. That's why if this is a long-term, more than that, but I know where he's going. If this is a long-term working relationship, then that's absolutely amazing. I just, please Ustream, please New Japan, please ROH, make this happen. Because I always come on here and scream on top of my lungs, New Japan is the best pro wrestling in the world. And they go like, well, where can I watch it? There's no English commentary. What's new? What's Japan? I don't know. But this is very important, and I hope. And you know what? Ustream, bust out a couple bucks, because you know Sinclair Broadcasting ain't. And have the guys who do the play-by-play, who do you got? Kevin Kelly and Nigel. Have them be the English guys for New Japan. They did a great job. Oh, no, Carino. It wasn't Nigel. It was Carino.
Can't forget Steve Carino either.
I apologize. Minus 1,000 fucking points. I get hit in the head a lot. And Carino has such a great working relationship. Him and 0-1 in Japan. He's a. Let me put it this way. I'm a white guy living in Japan, and I love pro wrestling. Everyone just assumes because I'm white, I'm a Steve Carino fan. And I say, that is racist! And you're absolutely correct. So, Steve Carino, and it would be great to Ustream. Make that happen. Make that happen. Please, make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope it goes that way. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that he poked fun at the streak. I know a lot of super ROH fans, and I watched this with a couple New Japan buddies. Not too thrilled on the comedy aspect, but I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, yeah, there's room for comedy in pro wrestling. I mean, as long as it's not the focus. I mean, there are points when that's appropriate.
All right, I think I know what the next match is, but go ahead.
Okay, I'll fast forward here. It was actually a New Japan tag match. You had Tanahashi teaming up with Jushin Thunder Liger to take on the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Jado.
All right, I'm just gonna say something. I feel like you ever see that scene with Eddie Murphy and Coming to America, where Eddie Murphy talks to himself about who's the best champion, and they like start making up crazy excuses about their age and their back and all that. I felt like I was in a barbershop with me doing that. I thought this was the worst booked match. I know why they did it, but I look at New Japan ROH and be like, dude, this is the first time people are seeing these athletes, and that's what you bring to the fucking table. First off, Liger, they said he was 49. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. He's not 49 years old. True fact. 6,422 years old. All right? Liger's old as fuck. But
He's actually just slightly younger than the Great Muta. I think he's only like a year and a half.
Slightly. Actually, dude,
I mean, like, Muta himself is older than time.
The Great Muta, Carino mentioned this, but it's 100% true. The Great Muta, Hashimoto, Chono, and who were we talking? Liger. I think those are the four guys. Those four guys all went to the school at New Japan Dojo at the same exact time. I don't give a fuck how great your class is at anything. Nothing will ever beat that in one class. Can you fucking imagine? Can you imagine just being the fucking trainer and those four young fucking wrestlers show up? Granted, Jesus was in attendance for that class, but he wasn't good enough. Oh, I'm going to hell. All right, let's rewind that last joke. Oh, all religions are great, even yours. That should cover it, right, Booms?
Yeah, you're still going to hell, Dave.
All right, but yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. But I'm so glad the ROH fans showed respect. I'm so glad the commentary team showed respect. This match was slow as shit. You had two guys in their 40s, allegedly even older than that. You had Tanahashi, who's had huge back problems. I love you, Tanahashi. Please take some time off. I don't want you to become the CM Punk of New Japan. You are a great fucking pro wrestler. Don't wear yourself out. Take some time off and fucking fix your back. So I just thought that I was like, I always tell people, fucking New Japan's the greatest fucking show in the world, and I stick by that. But then I'm like,
I think they were trying to find a way to work in Liger because they did, pretty much treat Jushin Thunder Liger as a legend because. And I say this, Dave, because that's probably the wrestler that the American fans are going to be familiar with because the same generation that's watching that were the same generation of kids, along with me and you, who watched him debut against Brian Pillman back around circa 1990. And we thought, at that point, Brian Pillman was the best high flyer we'd ever seen. And then you go in there and Liger comes in, and we're just like, what in the hell? I mean, he completely blew us away. So the kids who grew up watching him and those battles with Brian Pillman, we're all adults now, and now we see him come back, and now we're adults. But when we see him, we become these little kids again who watched him wrestle Brian Pillman. We're like, yeah! And I think it was good to work in people like Jado. It was good to work in somebody like Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, and Tanahashi, who they kind of compared to John Cena. They did tell an interesting story about he was stabbed by a former girlfriend, which I thought was an interesting story. For those of you who have watched New Japan Wrestling before, it wasn't their best, but if you've never really seen the product or haven't been up to date on it, I think it was a passable tag team match. I think this is really just a kind of a build-up because I believe Liger is challenging for the Ring of Honor title next week against Adam Cole. In fact, this whole show, in my opinion, was nothing more than a commercial for the showdown in New York next week. So, I mean, I don't blame Ring of Honor, but there's just some points where, yeah, you do need to tease ahead. You do need to plug ahead. You do need to, and get me, since I've already spent money on this iPay-per-view, to get me to do it again next week at another iPay-per-view. But there are times when don't take away from the current product that people have paid for right now, and then, be like, well, whatever, this is okay. So in this aspect, I think it was okay. It was just a sample. Me and you, Dave, we both know they could do better, and let's just hold judgment here. Maybe this was just a sample, and now they're going to give us the main course when we, if and when we buy next week. So for what it was, I thought it was a good match. Of course, Tanahashi picked up the win for his team with the high fly flow on Jado. They picked up the win. So all in all, I thought it was your standard tag match. Let's just see where it goes here. If this was just a sample, or if they're going to try, or if New Japan is going to try to tone down their wrestling for the American audience.
Yeah, and I was surprised that Liger didn't get the pin, because they're promoting all the guys, and I was just kind of shocked by that. I thought Liger would get the pin before Tanahashi did, but that's just nitpicking. All right, you ready to go? Next match.
Yeah, ready to go for the next match here. You had, a four-way action for the Ring of Honor television title. You had the defending champion, Jay Lethal, versus Tommaso Ciampa, versus Matt Taven, versus Silas Young, in a four-way match. Now, Dave, I watched this one, and I'm going to be honest, Dave, I really wasn't impressed with it. I don't think it went long enough, and I kind of wish they wouldn't have had this match and had a few other matches go longer rather than have this one. And this, again, no disrespect to Jay Lethal. I like Jay Lethal. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler. But the ending just came out of nowhere. They're teasing that, Matt Taven was finally going to get his hands on his former manager, Truth Martini. Lethal hit a lethal injection springboard and got the win. And I'm just like, whoa, that was it? That was the end of the match? And I'm sitting there checking my watch, looking, I'm like, wait a minute, this was a four. I like the aspect that it was the one fall to a finish, so that added more drama because the champion can lose his title without being pinned or submitted. You have reasons now why people break up pins, why they break up submissions. That makes sense. But with that being said, I think it just kind of got to a jumble. It started out great, then it got to a jumbled mess, and it just kind of ended. It was like, I don't know if somebody ran long and they said, okay, guys, we have to cut this short, or it was supposed to be this short, but I felt like it should have gone longer.
You know what? ROH, I think, if it's great pay-per-view. ROH fans, I know you're some of the most passionate, loyal fans in the world. I'm about to fucking say something horrible. I only like Jay Lethal. This new crop of ROH guys, none of them impress me. Not even a little bit, and that includes fucking Cole. Don't worry, I'm getting you, Cole. This is why I'm so glad New Japan is working with ROH is working with New Japan, because I think it will get me interested in the ROH product. If you haven't been in the ROH company for a couple years now, I pretty much don't give a shit about you, and that includes your fucking champion. I'm happy Jay Lethal won. New Jersey, Florida connections with Jay Lethal, rooting for him. A lot of people I know him and say he's the greatest person ever to walk the planet Earth. I'm glad he's the TV champion. With that said, I saw Jay Lethal versus three fucking guys I didn't give a shit about. I'm glad Lethal won the fucking title, and I know this is going to get me heat, but it's my honest opinion. I worry about Ring of Honor's future if this deal doesn't continue working. Because, if, all my favorite Ring of Honor guys, none of the new guys have even cracked the fucking top five. Like, if someone said, who's your favorite 5 Ring of Honor guys? They're like, well, those guys have been there for 10 years. You don't like any of the new guys? Like, no. Does ACH count? I mean, they're not even fucking pushing him. But from Cole to these 3 fucking amigos, they could have fucking threw anyone out there. I was like, oh, it's Jay Lethal versus 3 fucking other guys. And I know that might hurt a lot of Ring of Honor fans, but it's my honest opinion. And I hope that they start bringing in people I give a shit about. Like, the only one I give a shit about that hasn't been there for a real long time is ACH. and it seems like Ring of Honor doesn't give a shit about him. The rest I could give, like, well, I'll fucking bust Cole's balls a little bit later, but all right. I'm happy for Jay Lethal, and I'm sorry, Ring of Honor fans, that it's just my honest opinion. It was Jay Lethal and 3 other guys. Was not fucking interested in this at all. All right, go ahead.
All right, next we had a special action. It was a tag team match. I guess you could attribute this to New Japan. You had the Bullet Club, this time being represented by the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles and one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions, Carl Anderson, taking on Okada and Gedo. To me, I expected more out of this match. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought it was passable. I just was expecting more because you get all these guys, all these elements in here. I was waiting for the Bullet Club to come run in. I was ready, for more, and I don't feel like it really delivered. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was still a decent match. And poor Gedo, man. Poor him, man. I mean, he got his ass kicked in that fucking match. And I felt like the only reason he was there was to take the pinfall. So, all in all, it was an okay match. But I was just expecting more. After seeing their showdown earlier this month between AJ Styles and Okada, I was expecting something more emotional, something more just, anger-driven, more fierce match, and it just didn't happen.
Andy Paps in Facebook gives it a win. Down in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. I shit my pants when I seen Okada come out. I am the biggest Okada superfan ever.
And he got a great pop from the American audience. Canadian
audience. Canadian
audience. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Toronto. I'm sorry, Toronto. The Canadian audience gave him a big pop. I apologize. I caught it. I corrected it.
Not all white people are American, you racist.
The only ones who matter are American.
You just made everyone sad except Americans. No, because Americans hate each other, so probably everyone's sad now. Yeah, I was just fucking disappointed. I'm gonna say something about New Japan, and I do not mean it as a compliment at all. You're TNA-ing this up. You are fucking TNA-ing this up. You are doing anything to fucking Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, if you said, what is it, Global Wars, right? Yeah, Global Wars. I thought it was Border Wars. Global Wars. If you say who won the Global Wars, it wasn't even a fucking war. Ring of Honor came by and you said, it's bullshit. You are TNA-ing this up. You get some fucking star from somewhere else. You give him the title, which I talked about this earlier. It's a huge slap in the face for Prince Devitt. Huge slap in the face to your whole fucking roster for fucking Global Wars. And then you go over there in a tag match that doesn't fucking happen, and he still fucking wins. All right, you do not TNA this up. You have great fucking athletes. They don't have to fucking be assholes to fucking guys coming. Do you want to be where Jeff Hardy? Fuck you. Fuck you, New Japan, for letting this happen over and over and over again. To the day I fucking die, the fact that Okada had to fucking lose this match is such bullshit. Alright? The bullshit level was fucking here when Okada had to lose the title to fucking some stupid fucking American who just fucking showed up. Do not TNA this. Now the bullshit's way up here, you fucking cocksmokers. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. The match was so-so at best. I know you're fucking promoting your next iPPV, which everyone should buy for $15. But at the same time, if I just turned on New Japan and Okada is the best wrestler in the world right fucking now. I don't know that. I turn on New Japan, like, wow, look, he got his ass whooped by AJ Styles. Wow, he lost in a worthless tag match. Okada, you are booking him to be a fucking punk. New Japan, go watch TNA. Do you want Okada to be Samoa Joe? Do you want him to be Samoa Joe? You look in the fucking mirror, look in your hearts, and be like, wow, that's what's gonna happen. Fuck it, just bring Jeff Hardy, bring Kurt Angle, Fucking who just lost their job in WWE? Bring them all in. Fucking just hand over the titles. The IWGP titles used to be the best fucking titles in the goddamn world, and they're fucking worthless, and you can't even let him get a fucking win in a goddamn worthless fucking iPay-per-view in America? Fuck you! The title and Okada deserves better. Unfucking believable. It's such a fucking joke. And then you have the three. No, hold on. One more thing. And then you have fucking Elgin and fucking AJ Styles fucking be like, hey, what's up? We're gonna fight next week. You know, that bullshit. And then Okada's like lost looking for his keys. Like, hey guys, you know, I'm taller than both of you. Fucking go suck a cock. And on top of that, you know, I'm only the best wrestler in the world. I dropped my car keys around here somewhere. I'm sorry to interrupt your fucking promo for next pay-per-view. Fuck you, New Japan. Book your goddamn stars. Do not be TNA. Sorry, dude. I had to get it out of my system.
Well, let me ask you this here. Now, we know that Michael Elgin's going to take on AJ Styles next week in New York for the second part of Global Wars. And, of course, whoever wins that match is gonna have to go to Yokohama, Japan, and take on Okada. Let me ask you this, Dave. Assuming AJ Styles is successful against Elgin, goes to Yokohama, and drops the belt back to Okada, was it just kind of a waste of time, or do you even care?
This is tough. If Okada wins the title back in Yokohama, I'll be happy as a super fanboy because the title's back home where it fucking belongs. But the black eyes are already there. It's like you know, it's like your husband beat you and your nose is all fucking fucked up, but he buys you flowers. That's great. He bought you flowers. But when you go look in the mirror, your face is still fucking busted up. No, it's garbage. The title is tainted. The Okada is tainted. The whole fucking situation is just fucking garbage. They TNA'd this. They could have protected their fucking shit. And the fact that he lost the title, okay, we can live with that. Hey, here's a heel. Fuck Prince Devitt and all his hard work, right? Fucking unbelievable. And then okay, Dave,
I gotta ask you this question: did AJ Styles get the belt to? It's kind of like, did they drop the bomb to win the war or scare the Russians? Well, did New Japan put the belt on AJ Styles to spite Prince Devitt, or did they do it just because they knew they had some dates coming up in Canada and the United States and wanted to, you know, put it on somebody who was recognizable to kind of get New Japan over?
I think it's the second one. I doubt they slapped Prince Devitt in the face, but who fucking knows? But it is a slap in the face, even if they didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? If someone fucking winds up and slaps you, and you're like, oh, that shit wasn't on purpose, you were still slapped in the fucking face. But
okay.
I think it's the second one because New Japan as a company is too nice. And granted, being too nice is great because there's some benefits to being too nice. The great benefits is people that never see New Japan now can see it with English commentary. That's the good part. The bad part about being nice is you look like a punk-ass bitch if it goes too far. And that's the case with Okada. Okada leaves tonight just being a punk-ass bitch.
Here's another thing. If they do, okay, would you support, you know, New Japan if they kept the belt on AJ Styles when he went back to Japan and tried to give him a decent title reign? Because to me, it would just be like, okay, what was the point? You know, you have him win the belt, he goes to Canada, goes to the United States, defends the belt for a couple of weeks, and then, boom, he drops the belt again. To me, that just seems kind of like amateurish if they do that.
It's very WWE-ish. It's very just fucking trying to please the fucking North American audience.
Before you go to Europe.
Yeah, it's very WWE-ish. It's very cheap, and it's very, we don't give a fuck about our title. The IWGP title, one time Ring of Honor's title meant something. We'll get to that. But the IWGP title is the title that means the most in wrestling. A lot of fans will be like, oh, WWE makes the most money. And I'm like, all right, if you believe that, then Congress is the best Congress we've ever had. Because they're the highest paid. But move it along. IWGP is the most fucking important title. It is not a fucking prop. And if AJ Styles loses it at Yokohama, that's all it is. You might, dude. They have there's a big debate. Let me put it this way: there's a big debate in New Japan with the New Japan wrestling fans. Is the Intercontinental title or the IWGP Heavyweight title more important? If Okada wins it right away, there's no more debate. The IWGP title is a prop. the Intercontinental title means more. It's bullshit. AJ Styles has to keep the title for a while. He has to keep the title.
Out of all the belts in New Japan, isn't the Intercontinental Championship in New Japan the only belt that the Bullet Club does not control?
I'm going to say yes, but I have no idea.
I'm trying to think. They've got the junior tag titles, they've got the tag titles, they've got the heavyweight title. They don't have the Intercontinental. Am I missing one? I'm thinking I may be missing a title.
Well, the problem with this question is they have a lot of titles. And in Japan, people, like, you'll see all those pictures with Japanese wrestlers with 20 titles. The companies let each other have each other's titles, and they work out deals. So you'll see the Great Muta with 20 titles, or Ultimo Dragon with 20 titles. So it's one of those situations where titles are not as important. No, that's not true. The companies are not as important as the titles. So, like, yeah, the IWGP title has been defended plenty of times on not New Japan shows. But the IWGP title is the fucking best title. That is the king title. But they're fucking ruining it. They ruined it at Wrestle Kingdom. They ruined it with AJ Styles. They ruined it with this tag team match. You are making the most important title a prop. You're Vince Russoing this up. You're TNAing this up. To be honest with you, I'd love Okada to win the title back because, when you're the best wrestler in the world, you should have the best wrestling title in the world. But if he wins it right away, straight in Yokohama, the title's a prop. So they have a problem now. They already fucked over Okada. They already fucked over the title. It's one of those things. I think Okada has to go up against the Bullet Club and build back up and beat AJ Styles, maybe at a Wrestle Kingdom, maybe at a G1, maybe something like that, because it's the only justifiable thing to do. If Okada wins it in Yokohama, this will fucking hurt the title. This is just my opinion. I can already hear people not agreeing with me. This will hurt the title more than Brock Lesnar just dropping it to Kurt Angle. This will hurt the title a lot. The title is more important than New Japan. The title is more important than AJ Styles. You fucking need to remember that. That's what makes pro wrestling better than American pro wrestling. And you're fucking this shit up. Do not TNA this. Alright, go ahead.
Alright, next thing we had the main event, take 4 here. The Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. Adam Cole defending against Kevin Steen. Dave, I know you've been wanting to talk about this and unload, so, sir, you have the floor.
Fuck Michael Cole. Or, it's not Michael Cole. Who's it? Adam Cole. Matter of fact, fuck anyone named Cole. If your name is Cole, I'm Cole Miller, fuck you. Anyone named Cole, fuck you. I don't understand. From day one, when he won the title, I was never worthy of winning the ROH title. You made this a prop. And then, I get it, he's a heel, you hate him. It's not, I don't even hate him. I don't want to fucking watch him. I was rooting for Steen, but at the same time, Steen's probably not going to fucking win. I honestly think, I keep calling him Michael Cole. Fuck it. You know what? He's Michael Cole from this fucking point on. But fucking Cole should not have won the fucking title. He was never fucking worthy of it. Never, not once. And it's not even like a heel, I hate this guy. It's not even that. It's just he's the champ. He's going to go against Liger. He's the one representing ROH. You know what I mean? It's been a fucking year. And you know what? When Cole won the title, I'm I don't think he's worthy of it. Hopefully one day he'll be worthy of it. Maybe one day I'll fucking get on this Cole train and be a coal miner and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Cole. I was wrong about Cole. But I was listening to the commentary. It's been a fucking year. Been a year. I don't even fucking hate this guy. It's just really? You're the Ring of Honor champion? Wow, that title used to mean something. And there might be people that defend him. I never thought he was worthy, and I said, well, maybe one day he will be worthy. It's been a fucking year. It's been a year. This is going to be my plea. I'm going to pray Terry Funk, Ring of Honor, Ustream, New Japan, anyone that has power. Ring of Honor put over Liger like a motherfucker. Ring of Honor loves fucking Liger. They always have, always will. Ring of Honor has given titles to older wrestlers out of respect. I would love to see Liger win next week. I mean, the Vegas odds are against him. He is fucking, well, I don't know. I think he just, what? Oh, he just celebrated his 12th millionth birthday. So happy birthday, Liger. Hopefully the next 12 million years treat you good. But I don't know, because my whole thing is, as a New Japan super fan, I think this was a smack in the face to New Japan. And maybe they equal it out. Liger wins the title and has a short title run. And then you get someone to beat him. I don't understand what people see in Cole. I never have. I don't really hate the guy. I mean, he's talented. He's just the ROH title, in my eyes, deserved better. I mean, even when Briscoe won it, I was like, oh, he's been there for fucking the beginning of time. Oh, okay, I get it. All right. Fucking then Cole wins it? Like, well, all right. I mean, yeah, I have to give him props. They went with a young guy and stuck with it, and a lot of internet people want young guys. They want young guys to win the title. They want young guys to stick with long title runs. So ROH gave us what we wanted. It's just the lead role was played by someone horrible. I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, even John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, I get to hate them. I don't even hate Cole. I'm just like, really? This is your guy? This is what you do? That's your ROH champion? That's who you bring to the dance? It's just like, you ever see a celebrity, and this has happened, you ever see a celebrity, a dude celebrity, but his wife looks average? Like, Brock Lesnar could probably get a better wife. Let's be honest. But I just felt myself getting my ass kicked. Like, I heard Brock Lesnar hold up and start running towards Tokyo. If I die, Brock Lesnar killed me. But you ever just see a celebrity or a really good-looking dude or an athlete marry an average woman? That's Cole. The ROH title married a fucking average woman. I don't even hate her. Like, wow, okay, maybe Cole has a personality in the back. I don't fucking know. Maybe he's good at sucking the woo-woo. I don't fucking know. I don't understand how he has the title. I don't. I just fucking, all right. And it's been a fucking year? I thought maybe Steve in Toronto, like, I'm the Great Gatsby of ROH. Let's just fucking turn back the clock. Fuck these new guys. I know that's not very ROH style, but I don't know. I think it would be nice. How much they love Liger, it would be nice for him to end it. And then it would be nice to see someone worthy of the title win it. I don't understand how Cole is the champion. Is this a... Oh, I love Steve Corino. I apologize, Steve Corino. Please forgive me. But is this just a Steve Corino thing? You're like, oh, well, we know no one's going to fucking want him. Let's put the title on him. There was, for those that don't know, there was really strong rumors that the only reason Steve Corino won the ECW title was because they knew no one wanted him. Is that the case? They just know TNA doesn't want him. They know WWE doesn't want him. But who knows? Maybe he'll be a fucking star. I just don't see it. I never have. I never will. And, I just hope Liger beats him. At least, if you're going to kiss Liger's ass, give him the ROH title. And I think that would help the title. And then get someone else that's worthy of having the title. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, but I just don't fucking see it. Like, I don't barely fucking know the guy's name. I know that when he won the title, my respect and interest in watching Ring of Honor dropped. Before that, when the Briscoes had the title, I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta watch ROH every week. When Steen had the title, I gotta watch ROH every week. Cole won the title, I'm like, I'll watch an iPPV if New Japan comes along. Like, that's how my interest was, watch it every week to... if I accidentally have it on. I just don't. I don't. Maybe other people love them, but I don't see it. I personally don't see it. I thought the match was decent. That's it. It's just an ugly girl with a personality. You're like, you don't even want to feel. You don't even want to talk bad about it. You're like, yeah, it was a decent match. That's it. Nothing special. Yeah, so to me, it just bugs me. So, I don't know. I don't know. If you are a Ring of Honor fan and a Cole fan, please tell me the good qualities. Because I know my interest in Ring of Honor has dropped. Boom, so I'm giving you the hot tag. Go ahead. Bam.
You needed some help to get you out of there, out of the rut. I will say that the match itself was entertaining. I enjoyed the back and forth, but in that match, and granted, if I was there in person, I probably would have loved it a million times more. I probably would have gotten into it. But when I watched that match, that's one of the biggest criticisms that I see of independent wrestling was showcased right there. It was just these unbelievable false finishes. I thought the match was going to be over when Sting gave Adam Cole that Death Valley driver from the top rope. And I was just like, wow, what an amazing finish. 1, 2, oh no, he kicks out. And then the match ends, with Cole, there was back and forth amazing moves that both men kicked out of. Package pile drivers. There was the combination where where Cole did the super kick to the back of Steen's head, gave him a German suplex, then suplexed him again, and only got a 2 count. But here's the thing. Cole won with just a simple super kick right to the face and got a 1, 2, 3 count. In just my opinion, that's one thing that people criticize independent wrestling for. Yes, it is entertaining. Yes, it is, you get caught up in the moment. You're just like, wow, yes, this great match gets to continue. But it's just all these unbelievable things that I think breaks a lot of that fantasy for us is, okay, you mean to tell me some guy's going to kick out of a Death Valley driver from the top rope, somebody's going to take a brain buster, from the top rope, but they're going to lose to just a simple super kick. I mean, that's just one of the criticisms of independent wrestling. People just trying, and I hate to use this term, but people being spot monkeys, just trying to get all their shit in and realizing, well, how much time do we have to get all our shit in? Okay, let's try to work it all in there. And so I saw that completely on display tonight.
Two things. One thing I want to answer. I disagree with you to a certain level, but I also agree with you. I think that problem would have been solved if people cared about Cole. I think if they cared about him either way. We bash John Cena. We bash Randy Orton. We bash Dave Bautista when a pay-per-view goes off the air and the crowd is dead and no one gives a shit. If this was John Cena, WWE would have cranked up his theme music. I know ROH sometimes gets a pass because, it's the third tier, it's the internet love. But no, if you're going to bash John Cena for fucking ending a pay-per-view on a shitty note and no one giving a fuck, you have to do it with Cole. If this was WWE, they would have cranked up the music. I almost thought they were going to play John Cena's music. Da-da-da-da-da! Really? No one gave a shit. Some people were like, boo! I think more people cared about Liger fucking showing up. They're like, he's still alive and he walked to the ring. Hell yeah! I just, you know what? If you're going to give John Cena shit, and we do, trust me, we fucking do. If you're going to give John Cena shit ending a pay-per-view and no one not giving a shit, you have to give Cole that same fucking treatment. And Cole, you pulled the John Cena. I watched it. No one gave a shit. You had 4 fucking...
Don't get me wrong. From an entertainment standpoint, it was great. I loved it. It was absolutely great. Entertainment standpoint, great, and I don't knock him for that. That is great. I don't want anybody to think that I'm bashing Ring of Honor. I don't want anybody to think that I'm bashing Adam Cole or Kevin Steen and their performance. I'm not. I'm just saying from a storyline, reality, if I was telling a story, if I was trying to write a movie or a TV series about this and wanted to make it believable, this is just something I wouldn't write because people wouldn't believe it. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is if you did the same exact match, or not even the match, but the finish, you did the same exact finish, and it was Tanahashi and Steen, sorry about that, I stuttered. Steen was the champion, that fucking place would have blew up. That place would have went absolutely insane. And that's the problem, Ring of Honor. You fucking John Cena did. Matter of fact, if anyone could, I'll pay the $15 for the stream. If anyone could just put in John Cena's music really loud after Cole wins, I'd feel more at home. Dun 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 dun. No one gives a shit. Dun 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 dun. I think that's how it goes. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Let's go to fucking live comments. Hook and shoot. First off, all I want to say is I'm going to be punching myself in the nuts because I missed this. You can still buy it, $15 new stream, but next week's pay-per-view, iPay-per-view is going to be way better. Matter of fact, me and Booms might do a pay-per-view profits. You ready for a pay-per-view profits, Booms? You got that in yourself this week? All right, cool deal. I love how I say we're going to do this without asking you. All right, me and Booms are going to talk on the air for the next 76 hours. All right, and second of all, I really hope AJ keeps the title for a decent stretch, even though I'm against him having it. And I think I agree with that hook and shoot, plus 100. You already fucked up. There was one time where...
Yeah, I mean, I think what the consensus is here, it's like, okay, we didn't want him to win the title, but it's been done, and so for the integrity of the title, he needs to have a decent run. I think that's kind of what everybody...
Okada should definitely get the better of him in a worthless tag match. That's all I'm saying. Okada should have got the better of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Okada should have won. I think you could have had him try to run interference, and then had Okada get the win over Carl Anderson, and then all he had to do was just point to AJ Styles and say, "See you in Yokohama, motherfucker."
Yeah. I don't know. I think this
pay-per-view... How do you say that in Japanese? I don't know. I don't speak Japanese.
I think this iPay-per-view... I know this is going to sound crazy, but follow me on the crazy train for a bit. I think this iPay-per-view will be a lot better if they deliver next week. I'm going to tell you, if I have the same... Like, right now, it's worth the $15. Go buy it. Support them. What they're doing is amazing. With that said... I
think tonight was the appetizer. That's what if I had to compare it here, this would be the appetizer. Next week in New York will be the main course. So let's see.
And you better fucking deliver because you know what? I gave you the win. I think Booms, are you gonna win, loss, or tie? What are you giving him? Win?
I need to go back and watch the first half of that paper.
All right, so you'll put it in the comments. You'll put it in the comments. I'm giving it a win, but I don't know if next week's iPay-per-view is at the same level. I'm going to think this tour was a waste. I hope they bring something special. Maybe Liger winning the title. I don't think Elgin should win the title from AJ unless you're fucking just going to be a prop. You know, fuck it. Just might as well. Don't go there, Dave. I don't want to get angry again. Maybe Liger wins the title. They have to do something special next week, and they have to bring their A game. I'm going to give it a win, but I'm a really concerned New Japan fan. I mean, because Ring of Honor, you have your problems. Good luck with that. But New Japan needs to fucking break into the American market. I hope this is a long-term thing. All right, Booms. We will be doing a pay-per-view profits. We got 2 new comments. Let's see. Ray Sata. What are they saying? The Steen for the first pay-per-view. What if they're saving this Steen for the first pay-per-view? All right, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe he'll do better in the next iPay-per-view. I don't know. Oh, here we go. What if they're saving Steen win for the first pay-per-view? Best in the world, I think it is. Rave Shihoto, I'm not quite sure where you're going with that, but if Steen... Are they going to do a pay-per-view? I thought iPay-per-view... I thought they were only doing iPay-per-view.
Wait a minute, no.
I'm really confused by your comment, so I apologize, sir. But thank you for the comment. Thank you
please type that again in English. Yeah, apparently you went to the Dave Kocoda School of Typing.
Dude, I am a really bad typer. And the thing is, I'm on a Japanese computer with UK English that auto-corrects it. So I'm like, that's great. Tart's great. Yes, that's what I wanted to write. That's what I wanted to write. Thank you. Thank you, computer.
What have you got against tarts? Tarts are delicious.
Exactly. No, some of the messages I'll write, and I'll be like, "What? That's not what I typed." But autocorrect gets the best of us. Yeah, I mean, if they're saving Steam, they have to do something. This next iPay-per-view has to be awesome. But on paper, it looks way better. It looks way better. This was more of a combo show. Next is the talent is going to mix and match and go. So we will be doing an iPPV, pay-per-view profits. We haven't done an I don't think this would be the first time we did outside of ROH and TNA at pay-per-view profits. So I'm very excited about this event, and I can't wait to pay my $15 to see it. Thank you, ROH. Thank you, Ustream. New Japan, don't TNA this shit up. I can't wait till next week. It should be very exciting, and I look forward to it. And you know what? I don't know. I have a feeling. I have a feeling Cole's losing to Liger. I think Liger's going to be a champ. I'm just going to fucking say something absolutely crazy to end the podcast. Let that sink in. I think Liger's walking away with the title.
You know what I'm going to say to end the podcast, Dave Kokotis?
What's that?
Check us out at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all things combat sports. That includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling. We've got our video and demand section. You missed SmackDown, you missed NXT, you missed Impact. You want to check out an episode of Legends House? Go there and check it out. You want to find out the latest gossip news, anything going on in wrestling, boxing, or MMA? Check us out front page. You can even pick up some sweet shirts to support the internet industry. So check us out 24/7 at Kocosports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
And Rav Sahato said something. I did not know this, so I'm taking this. And if I'm mispronouncing your name, I really apologize. He said, "Yep, they're having their first cable pay-per-view." Oh, if that's what you meant, then yeah, I could see Cole losing the title then. So yeah, okay. I did not know they were having a cable pay-per-view, so I learned something. So yeah, man. All right, well, I would love to see him win it there. So thank you for the update. So sorry I misunderstood your comments. All right, go to Kocosports.com. Booms. Good night. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there. And with that, I am over.